Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP Talk Show. Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP Talk Show that reaches 42 million households, including 2 million across Chicagoland. Today is the 77th Independence Day for the Republic of India, and we have on Dr. VGP Talk Show a very distinguished guest. We have the Honorable Maharaj of Kolaphur.
समाजाला एक वेगळी दिशा देण्यासाठी, अन्यायाच्या विरोधात लढा देण्यासाठी, गोरगरिबांच्या कल्याणासाठी, शिवाजी महाराज शाहू महाराजांचं नाव देशभर जगात पोहोचवण्यासाठी मी आणि आम्ही सर्वजण एक संघटना स्थापित करणार आहोत आणि त्या संघटनेचं नाव आहे स्वराज्य.
भवानी के वीरो उठालो भुजा को, सत्याग्नि को मस्तक सजालो.
आज नाही 350 वर्षापासून पहिला नैवेद्य, पहिला अभिषेक हे करवी छत्रपतींच्याकडनं दिलं जातं.
प्रचंड मचा दो.
अन्यायाच्या विरोधात लढा उभा करण्यासाठी हा क्रांती दिन दिवस आहे आणि म्हणून स्वराज्यात जर क्रांती घडवायची असेल तर सामान्य माणसाची क्रांती घडू शकतो.
स्वराज्यानुसार तर संभाजीराजांचं एकट्यांचं राहिलेलं नाहीये, सगळ्यांचं स्वराज्य आहे.
स्वराज्य हे गरिबांसाठी आहे, स्वराज्य हे शेतकऱ्यांसाठी आहे, कामगारांसाठी आहे, स्वराज्य हे नवीन येणाऱ्या उद्योजकांसाठी आहे. परभणीचं नुसतं राजकीय खेळ करून टाकलेलं आहे. गावाचा विकास, या तालुक्याचा विकास कुठेही तुम्हाला पाहायला मिळत नाही आणि अशी अवस्था परभणीची असेल तर निश्चितपणाने स्वराज्य हे तुमच्या मदतीला येणार.
अविनाशी अविनाश तू शमशीर से दुश्मन पे वार कर, हौसलों को चीर के.
आज धाराशिव मध्ये आम्ही 50 शाखेत उद्घाटन करणार.
नाच खेल मौत का जीत की तुम बना, जीत का गुमान कर, प्रहार कर, प्रहार कर, देश पर प्रहार है.
तुमच्या भूमला जर तुम्ही स्टार्टअपच्या साठी इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर जर उभा करू शकला तर ह्या लोकांना तिकडे सोलापूरला नोकरीला जायची, लातूरला नोकरीला जायची गरज नाही, पुण्याला जायची गरज नाही, मुंबईला जायची गरज नाहीये.
बाजारपेठ अशा खंडातली सगळ्यात मोठी नवी मुंबईत आहे. आपला बळीराजा सगळं कांदा असेल, बटाटा असेल, तुमचे सगळे वस्तू घेऊन रात्रभर प्रवास करतो आणि इथे येतो. त्याला राहायची जागा नाहीये, तो झोपतो रस्त्यावरच, शौचालय नाही त्याला. तर काय हिमाचल प्रदेश भवन आहे, बिहार भवन आहे, उत्तर प्रदेश भवन आहे, मग शेतकऱ्यांसाठी शेतकरी भवन का नाही?
वाईट परिस्थिती ज्या शेतकऱ्यांची झालेली आहे, शेतकऱ्यांचे प्रश्न कोण राजकीय माणसं उचलत आहेत? तुम्हाला विकासाची चर्चा कुठे दिसते का? नांदेडच्या बाबतीत MIDCच्या पदात चर्चा कोण करते का? नुसतं डोळ्याला पट्टी लावून मतदान करून चालणार नाही. आज येणाऱ्या 2024च्या निवडणुकीत सुद्धा तुम्ही विचारपूर्वक मतदान करायला पाहिजे.
मागच्या वर्षी स्वराज्य संघटनेची घोषणा मी केली. मला आनंद आहे 8 महिन्यात मी एवढे नवीन कार्यकर्ते तयार केले, एवढे अनेक स्वराज्याचे अनेक लोकांचा माझ्यावर विश्वास बसला. देशाचं हित हा स्वराज्याचा अजेंडा. शिवाजी महाराजांचं जे स्वराज्य होतं ते स्वराज्य करण्यासाठी आमचा प्रयत्न असणार आहे आणि म्हणून 2024ला स्वराज्याचे स्वतःचे उमेदवार असणार आहेत.
राजकारणाच्या पलीकडे जाऊन काय ते विचार करायला पाहिजे तुम्ही सांगोल्याच्या लोकांनी. या जाती पलीकडे तुम्ही मतदान करा. जो तुमचं काम करणार, जो तुमच्या भागाचा विकास करणार, ह्याला निवडून द्या.
Maharaj Sambhaji, who is the 13th descendant of the iconic Chhatrapati Shivaji ji, who ruled 300 years ago, the Maratha emperor, the icon of bravery and valor. We are so happy, Maharaj, that we have you in our midst today in Chicagoland, and you found time amongst your busy schedule to join us at the Dr. VGP Talk Show. Maharaj, your father is the Maharaja of Kolaphur, and you had served India's parliament in Rajya Sabha for 6 years, from 2016 to 2022, as one of the 10 members of the upper house of parliament in India, nominated by then President of India. With such a distinguished career, you look right royal, with royal blood, we can see it. And you are today in midst of the growing, emerging India's superpower. Could you tell our viewers about your early childhood and growing up years?
Thank you, Dr. Prabhakar, for giving me an opportunity in your show. Well, you rightly started by introducing me as the member of the Chhatrapati family, the descendant of the Chhatrapati family. Well, if you compare my childhood with the other royalties, is slightly different. The reason being is the Chhatrapatis royalty and the other royalties, if you compare, are two different things. Chhatrapatis are made to work for the common man. They've always given for the common man. The Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj formed the Swaraj and gave India the first independence, because India initially was ruled by the Mughals, then the Britishers, but the first freedom, the struggle, the word which came was from Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So the tradition, the culture which Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and the family which has taught us is not the flamboyant style of, what the princely princes live in that way. Our style of living, our style of grooming was done in such a way that you work for the common man. You have to die for the common man, and you have to live up to the common man. This is the flamboyancy of the Chhatrapatis. So it cannot be compared to the other royalties, and I shouldn't be comparing also. They have their own royalties, let them live with it. But our royalty is to be as simple as possible, be as humble as possible, and be a common man's man.
You have said it so right, differentiating the Chhatrapati Shivaji royalty as it belongs to the people, the Swaraj. It's for the people who they reside, like you have said. Tell us, you had an early school education in Rajput, Gujarat. How come? What's the significance of that? A Maratha personality, a member of the royal family, having school education in Gujarat.
Well, the Rajkumar College, Rajkot, where I did my schooling initially, was basically the school was made up for all the royals. And
Interesting.
yes, and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's 9th descendant, Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj, who was a pillar by himself, a social reformer from 1874 to 1922. So Shahu Maharaj I must tell you about Shahu Maharaj. Shahu Maharaj is the first person who gave reservations in Kolaphur state, 50% reservations in Kolaphur state, which was later imbibed by the constitution as 50% reservation in India by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was also funded by Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj. And Shahu Maharaj actually studied in a school called Rajkumar College, Rajkot. So late His Highness Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, my grandfather, my father, Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj, wanted me to study in a school where Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj studied. So that was one of the reasons I had spent my 6 years initially in that school called Rajkumar College, Rajkot.
That's very ironical, I would say divine providence, that your father, the Maharaja of Kolaphur, wanted you to study in that particular institution, which was where Shahu Maharaj, who was the architect of the reservation policy today. And you're telling me that 50% reservation was first by him, initiated by him. And I believe his statue is along with Dr. Ambedkar's statue in India's parliament today. So I guess you've imbibed his culture. You talked about Chhatrapati Shivaji ji's Swarajism of the people and giving to the people and taking care of the people as a different layer of royalty than the pomp and splendor which is usually associated with the Maharajas, with palaces and chariots and horses. But you are giving us a new touch and giving an insight. Tell us what, I know we all read from history that Chhatrapati Shivaji ji on a horse is an icon of valor and bravery. Give us an insight about this iconic figure 300 years ago who ruled the Maratha kingdom.
Yeah, to put Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj in so short in a nutshell is very difficult. But Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was a visionary. He dreamt what Hindustan could be. He realized that the people residing in the territory, that territory is ours. It's not the territory of the Mughals or the Adil Shahis or the Nizam Shahs or any foreign territory or any foreign origin who has come inside India then or Hindustan then. So his initiative was to form Swaraj. Swaraj is, it is my territory. I own that. No other foreign origins can even be a part of that. So he formed this Swaraj, and he formed the Swaraj with a small, very common people called Mauras in Marathi. And then later he became so powerful, he was coronated as the Chhatrapati. Chhatrapati means the sovereign king, king of kings. And this word, Swaraj, actually was the first independence of India. And then this Swaraj was used by various national leaders in India to get the independence. So Shivaji Maharaj is an icon, he is an idol of each and every person born in India. There is not one person in India who can criticize, who can talk ill about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He could be the godfather. I would put in such a way, he's the first Hindu emperor after Ashoka.
Wow. That's wonderful to know. The first Hindu emperor after Emperor Ashoka is Chhatrapati Shivaji ji. And as you so vividly described him, you as a 13th descendant, I can't believe I'm sitting in this studio with the talk show, the 13th descendant of the great icon of India, Maharaja Shastra, King of Kings, Shivaji's descendant. You have been active in the social movement for the last 20 years. Could you briefly tell us what have you been trying to achieve?
Well, it's been a very tough journey for me, staying in a palace and then, getting out of that aura and getting into the common man's world, which we have actually been brought up in that way. But I toured Maharashtra, although I come from a place called Kolaphur. So my constituency just cannot be Kolaphur because Shivaji Maharaj is revered all around Maharashtra and India. So I started traveling across Maharashtra. I realized the importance of Shivaji Maharaj, the importance of Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj, and the kind of people who gave me the respect who respected me because, you are the descendant of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And, you coming to the common man, not the common man coming to us. So that made a lot of significance, which I realized if I have to work, I just can't take the respect and enjoy the respect by saying I'm the descendant of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. I have to work for the common man. I have to be at their behest whenever I need them. So that is how my actual social movement started. Then I started with the Maratha reservations, which my forefather had given. Maratha reservations not for the highly affluent Marathas, but for the poor Marathas, below poverty line Marathas, which the other get reservations, but these unfortunately the poor Marathas don't get. So the Maratha reservation started. I started doing a lot of social activity, which actually then later in 2016, the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji recommended my name to the President of India then, Pranab Mukherjee, and then I was made the President nominated member of Parliament. And this is how I think, in a nutshell, my social movement started. Dr. Prabhakar, I would like to tell it through my heart. Even now, I spend only 5 to 6 days in Kolaphur in my the so-called the
Palace.
The palace. I travel across Maharashtra extensively. I work hard like any other common man does. I put in a lot of efforts. I want my prime time to be given to the common man, and I try my best, whatever possible. I know my limitations also, but I try my level best to give the best.
It's great to hear that you're living the legacy of the King of Kings, Shivaji ji, in today's digital world in Maharashtra state. I think 34% of the state are Marathas. So how would you define the Marathas from the Marathis?
See, now, initially during Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's time, the Maratha was all caste, creed and religion. People working for the saffron flag, people working to achieve Swaraj was the Marathas. But with present geographical area division, so the Maharashtra people speaking Marathi are called terminated or projected as the Marathi speaking.
Marathi.
So the Maratha is a caste, and Marathi is
It's a language.
It's a language where under this language where people speaking Marathi are all Maharashtrians. So this is the basic difference. But initially the Maratha was there's no caste, creed and religion. Everybody comes under one umbrella.
You're seeing a different royal lineage today. We have heard of all the royal families and the princes and maharajas. They go often on flamboyant trips with royalty and they settle out of India too. Here, I'm so surprised and so glad that the legacy of Shivaji, the King of Kings, is living on through you in what you're trying to do for the last 20 years and what you're trying to do now. You've also been appointed by the state government of Maharashtra as a brand ambassador for Shivaji ji for restoration and conservation. Could you tell us what the restoration, as a brand and ambassador for restoration and conservation of Shivaji ji's 300 forts, how you're going about it, and what is the update today for us?
Yeah, but initially your question started with your little lifestyle.
Yes.
Well, like I initially mentioned about my lifestyle is very simple.
Yes.
Very down to earth, very humble, and
Yes.
that's how it should be. And I really enjoy that. So,
do you do the polo horse riding game with all the princes are famous for?
not really. But initially, yes, horse riding, all the basic activities which to develop your personality is needed. That has all been done up.
Do you have fancy cars like all the Maharajas do and show off at car shows like Rolls Royce and the Phantoms?
No, we do have good cars which are really required for your travels. So it's not showing off what cars you have, but what car is a necessity. Yes, we do have that. Well, I don't want to get into that. That's grandeur kind of a lifestyle, which is not part of my life. So, but more important is your movement towards the society, and that is how it has been.
No, I was
Yeah,
talking
sorry,
about brand ambassador
yes,
for,
I forgot your point. I got
conservation.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, I debated you on
Yes,
that.
the,
Go ahead.
the main point which you rightly asked me, what is this restoration conservation about the fort called Raigad?
Right.
Now, Shivaji Maharaj in his Swaraj, in his kingdom, had almost 300 forts plus.
Wow.
So
Huge number.
yeah, so that he ruled from the forts. The Aurangzeb, the Mughal emperor, all the Adil Shahis, the Mughal Shahi, or the Nizam Shah could not ever capture Shivaji Maharaj, or could not dethrone him, or could not finish the Marathas, was only because of these forts. So Maharashtra is, the Shivaji Maharaj kingdom is the only kingdom which had sea forts also.
Wow.
In that 300 forts. So I requested the government of India, his capital fort, the Raigad fort, which is the biggest fort in India and one of the biggest fort in the world, which is also compared to the biggest fort called the Gibraltar, which is the tip of the Spain. So Raigad is also called the Gibraltar of the East. So I requested the central government. We had a lot of meetings in the PMO office with Narendra Modi ji's principal secretary and chief minister of Maharashtra. Then I proposed them, why not restore and conserve his Raigad fort? So we started this conservation. This is the first and unique project which the center and state government come together. And I am the chairperson of Raigad Development Authority, and we are doing this conservation and restoration fort. But I think a little beyond that. I've been asking the government is how the conservation restoration is done by the government on the Raigad fort as a Raigad model. So why not the Raigad model be imbibed in various other forts, where if the government cannot fund, they should fund. But people like us, we have formed an organization called Fort Federation. Or there are many, the industry would like to invest, not invest, would like to donate, would like to help. There are small people like us, small people like people who are working, who are the working class. They would like to put 5,000 rupees. They can't put 5 lakhs or 50 lakhs, but they would like to put 5,000 because they are living with the Shivaji Maharaj's legacy. They consider Shivaji Maharaj as the god. So I've been telling the government, you give us 40, 50 forts. We will see with the guideline of the Archaeological Survey of India, like the Raigad model, which I am the chairman, these 50 forts of Shivaji Maharaj, the sea forts of Shivaji Maharaj could be restored and conserved.
That's a very interesting perspective, and I think it gives an opportunity, a classic example of today public-private partnership, and to restoring, like bringing back the King Swaraj of King Shivaji ji back into life. But I think, and it's a great salute to you and all of y'all, and tell the public how, if they want to contribute towards this initiative of yours, how could they participate? Is there a website, or is there
you hit the nail. I would love to say this, you could, put money on this website, but I'm after the government. You give us the permission where, the private PPP, what you said, make PPP as a model that where we could, adopt a fort for conservation restoration. Unfortunately, government has some rigid rules,
like a corporate CSR.
Yeah, they have something called as an adopt a fort policy, but it's only promoting or marketing the fort. It's not conservation restoration. So unless you conserve and restore, that is the base or the crux of the fort. So unless you do that, adopt a fort policy has no significance. So what I'm trying to tell the government, first, for the conservation restoration, you must involve people like us. You must involve the PPP model, and then your adopt a fort policy will have some significance.
Great. Here you see a Maharaj from the 13th descendant of Chhatrapati Shivaji ji, trying to not only be involved in the social movement, fighting for the reservations for the below poverty line Marathas, and also he's heavily involved, heading up, leading a great initiative to restore a conservation and restoration of Raigad Fort, one of the Gibraltars of the East, as he has said, and also to take over 50 other forts of Shivaji ji. It's really noble. Amidst all this plan, could you comment on Maharashtra has today, in the recent times, been on the center stage of news? I would say, in colloquial terms, a round of musical chairs. I know the state government of Maharashtra, and you're so deeply rooted, traveling through the length and breadth of Maharashtra, and your love for your Maratha community, and like Shivaji giving back, like Chhatrapati Shivaji giving back to the community. Could you comment on what's going on? Telling us today we have one day we have Uddhav Thackeray as the chief minister. Next day we see Eknath Shinde. Now we hear rumors of Ajit Pawar coming in. Give us a bird's eye view of the political scenario today in the state of Maharashtra.
The doldrums which you see in Maharashtra is, for me, sitting in Chicago and speaking to Dr. Prabhakar, it's such an embarrassing moment for me. Well, the ethics of Maharashtra politics has gone far below. Maharashtra is a state which is always considered as the ideal state, irrespective of when it comes to culture, tradition,
Commerce,
farmers, the type of politics which has been done post-independence. Everything is shattered. Everything is broken. As you rightly said, the BJP and the Shiv Sena are actually the natural coalition. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Then later, an alliance took place called the Mahavikas Aghadi, which had NCP, which had Congress, and which had the Shiv Sena. Now, Shiv Sena and Congress have never spoken anything good about themselves in the last so many years.
yes,
But
absolutely.
they've come together as an alliance. Irrespective of that, people appreciate it. Okay, we want a stable government. Let them rule. Let them do a good governance and benefit at large. We all should be benefited because we voted for everyone. In the midst of everything, one faction of the Shiv Sena gets out of it, and Uddhav Thackeray, the Shiv Sena is thrown out. They come into the government. Till people accept, okay, they've got another 2.5 years to go. In the midst, again, you see something new is happening, where the NCP from Sharad Pawar is getting out of it for no reason, not at all required. They don't require
The balance.
they don't require the balance, or they don't require the
Numbers.
Still, then they go to the Mahayuti, whatever the Mahayuti is, BJP and Shiv Sena. They get into the government. Now the NCP has always criticized the BJP and the Shiv Sena with the ideology, but for power, they get into the system just for 9 months. Isn't it ridiculous? You can't believe what's happening. Now you have someone in power as the NCP. You have someone in opposition as the NCP. You have someone in power as the Shiv Sena, and you have someone in the opposition as Shiv Sena. And the BJP is enjoying what's happening. So the Maharashtra politics at large is a subject which, if you would like to talk, yes, I don't want to talk. It is too embarrassing for me to talk about the present situation in Maharashtra.
I know Maharashtra, like you said, has always been the beacon, whether it's in commerce, whether it's in governance, whether it's in law and order, whether it's in the Bollywood. It was always the lead state, the showcase state of India. And today, as you rightly said, the political fiasco has brought it down below the base. Now, at this crossroads, do you see that this is the right time to resurrect the King of Kings Shivaji's legacy? And tell us, I heard that you recently launched a political movement, from a social movement to a political movement to a political party, Swaraj. Tell us what Swaraj is. And I think it's the right time to infuse new spirit, new life into Maharashtra politics, and hopefully beyond that, the rest of India.
So what happened was I seem to be very lucky, very fortunate. I think it's something the divine wants it to happen. When I formed the party, it was the Mahavikas Aghadi then.
Okay.
So I had just finished my term as member of parliament, and I said, now I think I should go alone, not politically but socially. So I formed my organization at the Swaraj Sangatna. Of course, which Shivaji Maharaj, had come with this Swaraj. We can't compare that Swaraj with this Swaraj. So we I formed this organization called Swaraj, and then political movement started. Uddhav Thackeray going out, the present CM Eknath Shinde coming in, Ajit Pawar being sworn as the DCA. So in this entire scenario, what was happening, the kind of response I started getting from the common man, I now realize it's this social organization called Swaraj Sangatna cannot just be Swaraj Sangatna. It has to be political unit called the Swaraj as a political party. Yes, because of this multi-party in one format in the Mahayuti, in which people are not accepting what's happening. So there's a lot of space and vacuum which has come to this Swaraj, and that is why the kind of response which I'm getting is something phenomenal. So definitely in the coming 2024 elections, Swaraj would be the dark horse for the coming elections. I say with utter trust, with proper confidence, there is something already in happening.
Yeah, I just heard talking to people back in Maharashtra state that if Shivaji ji's descendant, like yourself, Maharaj Sambhaji, leads a political movement, you're sure to lambast the polls. And if Swaraj Party gets into a ruling party in the state of Maharashtra, how will you change the current situation? What's your vision for the people of Maharashtra?
See, this Swaraj, what people are looking at Swaraj is very clear. They don't want you to function like what the other political parties have functioned. They are looking at me because I am a little different than the other politicians. So what we have to give them is very simple. You can't put a vision maybe in just 2 minutes, but the vision is simple and clear. Is what your forefathers have done for the society, for Maharashtra. That Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj, maybe the present phenomenal leaders like Mahatma Phule, Dr. Baba Ambedkar. You just follow the lines. You move into an arena where you benefit the common man. Politics is at one side. You shouldn't mix too much of politics what's happening in Maharashtra. And the vision is crystal clear. You follow these lines, everything would be moving towards your direction. And the vision, what you said, I wouldn't like to get into details of that right now, because the party has just completed 1 year, and with the coming elections, I don't want to actually open out what the Swaraj would be coming out with. But it is not going to be something different altogether, but it's going to be good governance. It is going to be something what the present politicians are not giving and what the present political parties are not giving. So it is going to be what the people want. It's going to be the people's demand, which we would be giving it back to them.
So Maharaj, you're telling us that the Swaraj Raj, which you're going to usher in 2024, you have a special manifesto, and it's going to be all about, like the legacy of King of Kings, Chhatrapati Shivaji ji, bringing it and giving back to the people and making sure the Marathas have the rightful place in the state of Maharashtra. And you are going to go by the tenets of the King of Kings, Chhatrapati Shivaji ji, in the Swaraj Raj. Is that right?
No, it's on that pipeline. Which you rightly say, Shivaji Maharaj, Shahu Maharaj, and the two personalities which I mentioned.
Ambedkar,
but yes, but it's not only Marathas. Marathas, yes, for the poor, because I fought for the downtrodden, the poor Maratha, but basically at large the downtrodden. That is the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribes, the OBCs, and because it is Shivaji. What is Shivaji Maharaj? He did not give these. He did not give this Swaraj only for the Marathas. Maratha, what I'm saying is the caste. His Marathas were beyond the caste, creed, and religion. So all those staying in Maharashtra, all this caste and creed, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, the OBCs will also be given that importance, and Marathas would also be a part of it.
So it'll be like a rainbow coalition. Would it be something like the Dravidian movement down south, which stacked out of the ransails of the government in the 60s?
No, it's too difficult to compare with that situation. Maharashtra has its own logistics. But I think what has happened is you can't leave Maharashtra other than these few personalities which I mentioned. You have to imbibe their, you have imbibe their qualities and move ahead. So similarly, we would be doing the same thing, but just not for the name's sake, like Shivaji Maharaj, Shahu Maharaj, Mahatma Phule Ambedkar. It'll be on those lines, but getting into the modern arena with your technology, with your IT, with your all those what things are happening, everything has to be placed properly. It's not the present government has been doing really bad. It's not doing really good also. So you have to find the loopholes and find out a lot of things which run to your favor.
I think you're on the thresholds of ushering in a new age, a new sense of governance to the state of Maharashtra on the principles of Chhatrapati Shivaji ji. On a personal front, Maharaj, what do you do in your personal time? Does your busy schedule permit any hobbies or passion apart from your giving back to the community, helping the community, being in the community, being the Swaraj?
I don't have any personal passions, which even if I have, I don't have that kind of time now. It's really working hard and slogging and giving the most of the time to your people, making them aware what this new Swaraj is, making them aware this Swaraj is yours, like what Swaraj of Shivaji Maharaj was to the Mauras then, so to the common man then. So it's basically, the common agenda right now is give them the trust that this Swaraj will do something different than what the political parties are. You must trust us that we want to do something better. We want to give this Maharashtra a touch called Susanskrit. Susanskrit is cultured Maharashtra, which that cultured Maharashtra has lost its edge. So this is basically how I'm moving around. And with my passion or with my personal interest, I don't think that fits into this present routine.
Very well said, Maharaj Samba. If you're given an opportunity to take three people out for dinner, they could be from the past or the present, who would those three people be?
One is my wife.
Okay.
She's been very dear to me. She's my guiding force. Second is a good historian, because there's to name, you start with this person called Dr. Jaisinghra Pawar, a good historian, and who relates to the even the present
scenario.
So good club. Dr. Jaisinghra Pawar is a pure historian, but I am yet to find a person, who
can relate history to
the current situation.
Scenario. Correct.
So I want a person of that stature. And third is a person who is intelligent and who understands the IT sector today.
Who would that be? Bill Gates?
Well, I've never thought, but you have asked me the right question. Maybe next time when I come and meet you, I would tell you who the third person could be.
Great. You've been such an erudite scholar. You have great visions for the people of Maharashtra. You're working hard, tirelessly to bring back the legacy of Chhatrapati Shivaji ji to the state of Maharashtra, which today is a conundrum of politics and a mix of things, where Maharashtra used to be the lead state we used to look up to. Could you tell us, if you have three words to describe yourself? I mean, your royalty, you're so simple, you're so humble, so giving. But what are the three adjectives could sum up the Maharaj Samba, the future of Maharashtra? I mean, about you, three words describing you.
Well, it's a very difficult question which you have put forth. I don't think I've ever thought about that. Well, Sambhaji Chhatrapati to the common man is humble.
Humility, good.
Humility.
Humble.
Very true.
Sincere.
And the foremost point is the people can trust on.
Trustworthy. So, Maharaj has described himself as a humble persona of humility, sincere, truthful, and a trustworthy individual. I mean, it's wonderful, Maharaj, to have you on our show. It's exciting to know your plans for with the Swaraj, the political party have recently launched. Wish you all the best, because I think you will be the messiah for today's Bombay and Maharashtra and the state the political scenario is. And to bringing back alive Chhatrapati Shivaji's tenets is something very noteworthy and something which Maharashtra needs today. And before we close, we'd like to give your parting message to our viewers.
Well, first of all, I thank Dr. Prabhakar to take my interview, and I'm very much pleased and honored to give me this opportunity. Well, I thank all the viewers also to listen to me very patiently. I'm a different personality. I don't know how much you take it from me. Dr. Prabhakar has interviewed the kind of personalities which I may not be of that stature. But I promise Dr. Prabhakar and the viewers, you will see a different Sambaijiraje Chhatrapati, a Sambaijiraje Chhatrapati who is a true descendant in principles and thoughts and work of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. I would like to, live on to the Shivaji Maharaj credentials. So the viewers, what I would like to put forth is what I've spoken today. Maybe after 2 years or maybe after 5 years, I come back on the same stage and say whatever I've spoken today
Has come true.
has come true.
I mean, here you got, there's a lot of NRI. We have Maharashtra mandals all across America, and they're a very vibrant part of the fabric of America today. So all of you who want to support this new political party, Swaraj, which Maharaja has initiated, please feel free to contact him. We have an email scrolling down the screen, and you want to show your support to him. You can hear more about him on this website of his new party he's launching, because every one of us should be part of the change, as Mahatma Gandhi said, to make sure Swaraj, who's such a passionate personality, trustworthy, honest, and sincere, giving back to the people in every act of his, in every walk of his life, who is dedicating his life to the people of Maharashtra, not only to the Maratha community and the Marathis, but to the whole state of Maharashtra. And we give him all God's blessings and wishing you the very best and all what your endeavors. And thank you so much, true erudite scholar of new modern son of Maharashtra.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.